Look into the fourth dimension, they said. It'll expand your mind, they said. And it does, just not the way you're hoping. What's up, freaks? Welcome to The Laughing Dead, your prime destination for existential dread. As always, I'm your host, Ethan, and tonight we're going to be cracking open a cult classic that's equal parts Lovecraft body horror and equal parts questionable horniness.
Yeah, baby, yeah!
From Beyond. When people talk about the golden age of horror, the 1980s sit comfortably on the throne. Maybe it's just nostalgia. I grew up on Army of Darkness and Hellraiser, but there's something undeniably special about that era.
Shall we begin?
Twisted stories that fused terror and sexuality into one uncomfortable emotion. Humor that was loud, self-aware, and just barely holding shit together.
This is my boomstick!
80s horror didn't apologize, and it didn't explain itself. And when you talk about the era's royalty, one name always comes up: Stuart Gordon. You probably know him from Re-Animator, Dagon, or the movie that traumatized me as a young boy, Dolls. All bangers and all worth your time, but tonight we're focusing on one of his lesser known films, and honestly, one of my personal favorites. From Beyond was released in 1986, riding the cult success of Re-Animator, and just like many of Gordon's films, it bombed at the box office, earning only about half of its $2.5 million budget. It's not because it was bad, but because Gordon was doing something other studios didn't have the balls to touch.
You're all a bunch of goddamn pussies!
His blend of cosmic horror, extreme practical effects, and absurd sexual themes was way ahead of its time. While slashers and creature features ruled the horror box office, Gordon was out here making movies about forbidden knowledge, turning people into literal squirming freaks. Toss in constant battles with censors who love slapping X ratings on his work. Suddenly his films are stuck with smaller distributors like Empire Pictures, Full Moon Features. Much love to those companies, but they had limited marketing and limited reach. The result? Movies that didn't sell, but aged like Jennifer Aniston.
Uh-oh. We have a seat, Dale?
So without further ado, The Laughing Dead proudly presents a Lovecraftian fever dream that is From Beyond. Let's dive in. We open by meeting Dr. Crawford Tillinghast, a brilliant young scientist making final adjustments to a machine that looks like it was built during a cocaine bender. When he fires it up, the room fills with psychedelic pink light, and an eel floats through the air looking like it's lost on the way to SeaWorld. The eel cruises right over, bites a chunk out of Crawford's face. Now that's how you science, boys.
Hail science!
Crawford shuts the machine down and sprints up to warn his mentor, Dr. Edward Pretorius. Part-time researcher, full-time sleazeball. Pretorius answers the door looking like skinny Ron Jeremy, and he's thrilled to hear the resonator works. The two rush down to the lab, giddy as a pair of schoolgirls. The machine fires up again, and Pretorius immediately realizes something important. He's way too into this. Crawford begs him to shut it down, but Pretorius is drunk on pleasure and curiosity.
Can't you feel it? Crawford, in the mind.
Cut to the concerned neighbor. She's calling the cops about the apparent rave going on across the street.
With the colored lights and the weird sounds.
She's going full Karen when her dumb dog Bunny decides to take a header out the window. I think he wants to party. Bunny leads her straight into the house because of course he does. She makes it upstairs just in time for an axe to crash through the door. Crawford escapes with her moments before the cops arrive, and they instantly decide, yep, this guy did it. Case closed. After the sick blue maggot intro credit, we meet Dr. Catherine McMichaels, psychologist, skeptic, and walking not a sexual repression. She's played by a beautiful young Barbara Crampton. Dressed down in full nerd armor, Catherine is brought in to evaluate Crawford, much to the annoyance of Dr. Block, who clearly hates her on sight. Crawford tells a story with peak Jeffrey Combs melodrama.
But then we saw them.
What did you see?
He explains that the resonator stimulates the pineal gland? Pineal gland?
The pineal gland, why?
Yeah, that. Unlocking a sixth sense, revealing creatures normally invisible to us lower beings. His glorious speech closes with what really happened to Dr. Pretorius.
Bit off his head. Like a gingerbread man.
Catherine's intrigued. Locke is not. Get him, boys. She sends the goon squad in. In the hall, Catherine suggests a CAT scan, and surprise, surprise, Crawford's pineal gland is absolutely massive. Catherine can barely contain her excitement. She easily convinces Detective Dipshit to let her take Crawford for a ride
I want to know what the hell happened up there.
and recreate the experiment. And against his better judgment and every survival instinct, Crawford agrees that he has no choice.
That's not much of a choice, is it?
They head back to Pretorius' house with a police escort, Bubba Brown Lee, future pimp, retired linebacker, and absolute fucking legend. As they prep the resonator, Crawford recalls Pretorius' nightly habits. Wine, music, women, and screams.
And I would just lie there and listen to them.
Totally normal mentor stuff, and I don't buy for a second that he wasn't guilty of a sad wank or two, laying there listening to it.
You disgust me. How can you live with yourself?
Just look at him. Anyways, when the machine powers on again, all subtlety goes out the window. Crawford and Catherine look like they're ready to maul each other, and I get the impression that everyone in the room is coming uncontrollably.
I can't stop coming. I'm sorry. Oh, it feels so good.
And then Pretorius is back, greasier than ever before, showcasing excessive amounts of body hair. He peels his own face off like it's nothing.
It's just the body.
Bubba responds the only way a sane man can, by unloading his gun directly into Pretorius' skull with the widest shooting stance I've ever seen. Crawford shuts down the machine finally. Bubba's puking over in the corner. Catherine, she's fucking thrilled.
There's so much to learn.
She doesn't care that they just proved Crawford's story. She wants another go with the machine.
You always run an experiment twice to check the results.
After emotionally manipulating everyone with her tragic backstory,
My father spent 15 years in an institution. He died in one.
they all agree to take a nap.
Why don't we just get some sleep and then we'll think about it?
Yeah, we'll get some rest and then we're going.
Sure, why not? Catherine snaps awake. She's feeling adventurous. She caresses the resonator and fires it up solo, completely losing herself. Crawford tries to stop her, but can't overcome her aggressive makeout tactics. And before long, the machine is humming, the creatures are back, Pretorius re-enters, now half transmorgified into something far worse. Despite the fact the resonator switch is like 10 feet away, Crawford splits for the power panel in the basement. Bubba tackles him down the stairs wearing nothing but a Speedo, which I'd like to point out is strong evidence that this one isn't solely for the boys.
Oh, you're making me what?
There's something in here for everyone. Catherine is left alone with Pretorius, who immediately unleashes his cosmic subversion. He snatches her up, shreds that horrible nightgown, and goes full banana hands on her downstairs. Meanwhile, Crawford and Bubba battle their way to the fuse box, Mario hopping over hungry turds, only to end up inside of one. Power finally cuts, leaving Crawford as hairless as a Swedish newborn, and in a condition I would confidently describe as all f***ed up. Catherine, on the other hand, is fine. It's like she already forgot about the head slobbing to rival the seediest Hollywood Boulevard alleyway. She's already planning her next ride, but Bubba shuts that shit down.
Put some clothes on? Unless you want me to take you kicking and screaming like that.
And get dressed she does. Right out of Dr. P's closet of shame, she looks over to Crawford and she's like, "Hey, Cancer Boy, want some fuck?" Squats down, gives him a little fondle, a little, "Hey, how you doing?" and licks her palm like a fucking savage. Balls. Unfortunately, Pretorius senses her awakening freak energy and restarts the resonator himself.
He's trying to start the resonator. From beyond.
Science be damned. The house erupts. Bubba gets shredded by a hellish swarm of carnivorous gnats. Yeah, I guess so. Whatever. No time to mourn. Pretorius is back in his final form, a slimy, grotesque embodiment of the man he was in life. In the chaos, Crawford evolves further, gaining a new appendage. Apparently higher life forms all have cocks on their foreheads. Who knew? Catherine fights back using the resonator's only weakness, fire extinguisher foam, blasting Pretorius back into the void just before he gets in the last word. Oh, Dr. P, you rascal. Back at the hospital, Dr. Block examines the angle of Crawford's forehead dangle, and she immediately blames Catherine for everything. With the help of Detective Dumbass, she has Catherine committed on the spot, since apparently 80s cops were judges too. I don't know. As Catherine prepares for electroshock therapy, Crawford wakes up and he's fucking hungry. He skips that hospital food and goes straight for the brains. Block catches him mid-snack and becomes dessert herself. And I'd like to take a second to point out, Dr. Block is in fact played by Stu Gordon's wife. Can you imagine? He's like, "Hey guys, in this scene, I'm gonna suck on my wife's face. Got it?" Must be awkward directing for your wife. Anyways, Catherine escapes, steals Bubba's van, and flees while Crawford hijacks an ambulance. Naturally, they both head back to Pretorius's house, because where else are they gonna go? Production could barely afford 2 sets. Catherine straps a cartoon bomb to the resonator, and where she got it, that's not your concern, so don't fucking ask. Crawford captures her, she bites off his antenna thingy, snapping him back into himself for a moment. Pretorius resurfaces, of course, and Crawford puts him on blast for having a limp dick.
I know your desires, you impotent pig!
Which actually makes perfect sense, all things considered. Turns out, multi-dimensional beings still have pride, because Pretorius is super offended. He chases Crawford down the stairs in the cheesiest visual effects sequence of the entire movie, and finally gets at his delicious brain. Back upstairs, Catherine has a bright idea. She wiggles her hands, attracting the space seals to bite her bindings, setting her free. Genius move. After rushing downstairs and finding what's left of Crawford, he has a final run-in with Pretorius, and it would appear his last meal isn't sitting real well, because Crawford keeps busting out of his flesh. Proving that if you're not pure degenerate evil, you might have a chance of keeping a shred of humanity after being merged with the void. Catherine jumps from the 3rd-story window just in time to avoid being disintegrated by the bomb, just to break both legs. Well, hey, at least she's young. Walk it off, kid. The film closes with Catherine giving a delirious scream that transforms into the shrill laughter of the insane. And that was From Beyond, a movie that didn't fail because it was too weird. It failed because it was too early.
I lied to him.
And to this day, I believe it doesn't quite get the recognition it deserves. If you had a good time, go ahead, reach on down, fondle that like button, subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment suggesting the next video subject, or tell me what I missed in this one. As always, I'm Ethan, and if you laugh when others scream, you've found your home. This has been The Laughing Dead. Have a good one.